ending stream the other day, and we are going to be doing some throwing of rocks and hopefully swinging a blessed Trishula for extended or something along those lines. I guess I could theoretically like try to go for what's it called? I could go for a launcher, but I'm not too sure about that. Oh, that's not looking very good. Yeah, it's not ideal. Let's run for the stars. Yeah, whites are a big deal for this character. They're complicated to deal with. Oh, this D7 had a slime creature that I cannot deal with. So let's run out of here. Okay, I was able to get upstairs, um, which was very lucky. I was not expecting to be able to do that, but so yeah. When it comes to the white, I don't really have any way to deal with them. The Spear of Venom obviously doesn't deal enough damage, um, so yeah, it's a bit complicated. My skills are looking pretty decent. I have a bunch of HP, courtesy of being an ogre. So okay, I think I can beat Joseph. I think beating Joseph is not going to be complicated. I just need to poke him. I'm even thinking about walking towards him, but the thing is that if I walk towards him, that would be a complicated situation if things go downhill. It doesn't seem that I have um, any throwing nets, which is unfortunate. I could use a throwing net right about now. Hello, Rigosha. Good to see you around. Thank you for stopping by. Um, so Joseph is shouldn't be that complicated to deal with, but I think I'd rather play it safe and just use my potion of Berserk Rage to kill him because he's kind of hurting me. Hello, Render Body. Thank you for stopping by as well. Okay, we Berserk, and in the same turn we get turned into an insubstantial wisp. I wonder what's the base damage of an insubstantial wisp. I really don't know. I am pretty sure it's not gonna be the best base damage. Okay, wow, okay. I was not expecting that to work, but who am I to complain? Like, if it works, it works. And yeah, in that situation, that I feel like what I did was the correct thing to do. If I had tried to run away while Berserk, I had a very a very low chance of actually winning that fight. Um, and the Berserk extra damage that you get on every attack, that kind of won me that fight. So yeah. Still, that was not ideal. Like, if I had not been turned into a wisp, I think I would have won that fight um, even faster. Oh, the tiles. Thank you for reminding me. I play console. I always play console, but I can show you tiles if I do this in my OBS, but I always forget about it. Um, okay, so sometimes it doesn't load. I think it's only a Kelby thing. So when that happens, I just need to relaunch the game, and now it's loading. Okay. Thank you for reminding me. Please feel free to remind me if I am streaming console. Just remind me that I'm streaming console, and I'll switch to tiles. No big deal. Okay, we already got my first pip of piety with the shining one. I now have a halo, and the halo means that I get extra accuracy whenever I'm attacking pretty much anything. So that improves my melee capability and stuff. It also, you could even say that it improves my survivability because I'm killing things faster. So yeah, it's a very good thing. That's one of the major perks of the Shining One, the Halo. Okay, softening up the wives so I can melee them down with a Spear of Venom, which is obviously not an ideal weapon for dealing with whites. Um, Yeah, okay, so it was pretty good. I got a +3 halberd. Maybe it's worth it to train for it, but going from 12 to 16 on a skill that you have zero aptitude for, it's kind of complicated. It's gonna take you a while. And now I got red drain from fighting those whites. Kind of a shame, but I should have gotten a lot of piety with the shining one from that. Okay, so that jack is extremely poison. I'm just gonna kite it around a bit, wait for the poison to do its thing, and then when it's at red, you can just melee it down, take advantage of the poison. Yeah, a lot of people watch tiles, or rather, like they feel that it's more approachable and easier to understand. And I'm not one of those people, but I understand that most of my viewers are, and that's why I decided to use tiles over console, or at least to stream tiles, because I use console because I would never make the switch to tiles. It just doesn't work for me, but it works for other people, obviously. Okay. So these imps and these early game demons and undead, they're gonna be pretty much experienced piñatas, or rather not experienced piñatas, but piety piñatas for me as a Shining One worshipper. You can see now that my halo is getting a bit larger. The more piety you gain with the Shining One, the larger your halo is. So so yeah, we want to see a bunch of enemies like that, so I can have full piety and more accuracy and stuff like that. I'm not sure if it works like this, but I think that the more piety you have, the more accuracy you get from a halo. So so yeah, that's a good thing to have overall. The Shining One is kind of a counterpart of the Menos and Juredlemnul in the sense that the Shining One gives you Halo and those gods give you Umbra, which is the opposite of a Halo. Instead of increasing your accuracy, Umbra increases the chance for you to dodge things, or rather lowers the accuracy of other monsters. So so yeah, both of them are good effects. Umbra is more defensive, and the Halo is much more offensive. The Halo also has a nice little thing where it reveals invisible monsters. It also makes it so that you cannot go invisible, and Umbra doesn't really have anything like that. So yeah, um, they're similar buffs, but they have different things. Okay, I'm thinking that maybe I want to wear that second ring of protection from magic. I'm just gonna carry it around, just because magic resistance is really good, but I don't know if I want to sacrifice my extra 4 armor class for magic resistance at this point in the game. Um, so yeah, the other day I had found the shield, and the shield is actually making me kind of tanky now. I'm blocking a couple of attacks here and there, and that, in addition to my gargantuan ogre HP, is making it very easy for me to stay alive. Let's see what we got here. That is a decent whip. It's not fantastic. I guess it's really good. The slow is really bad, but the whip deals like it's very highly enchanted and stuff like that. It's a good piece of weaponry to find this early in the game if you're going for maces. But I'm not sure. Like back in the good old +3 maces and flails days, going maces with another was pretty much a no-brainer, because they trained the skills so fast. But nowadays, with the -1, polearms are just better. Like it's easy to find a good polearm this early in the game, and it doesn't take a lot of experience to get it to minimum delay. As you can see, I have a spear of venom, and I already have minimum delay at D10. So yeah, I don't think I can make the switch, or at least not for now. Maybe in the future I get my holy giant spiked glove or something, but it's not the most likely thing that could happen, especially because I would have to sacrifice the shield, and I think the shield is kind of important. Hello, Poncho. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you have a nice day at work. Okay, we already got all the skill and shields that I needed, so I think I want to go for more of this, and I'm actually gonna make a push for a lot of fighting very early in the game. They have +3 fighting for a reason. Might as well take advantage of it. Okay, the Spear of Venom doing some heavy duty here. Like everything that is not poison resistance will die really fast to the Spear of Venom. Everything that is not poison resistant. Um, if you resoft, you can just press F5, and it should give you the option to alert, and then the alert appears. You can go to the computer if you're in your cell phone. Okay, as you can see, like I'm going pretty hard at these enemies. Like they're not really that threatening to me, and I keep gaining the Shining One piety. At this point in the game, the Shining One won't do a lot to me. He is a good god. He's not like the greatest god for the early game, but he's pretty decent nonetheless. You can get life saving if you have high enough piety with the Shining One. However, you should never rely on that. Like you should only consider it like a nice perk if it happens to you. If you happen to get life saved, you should not be like, oh yeah, I can just get myself in dangerous situations and rely that I will be able to take one extra hit because I'm worshipping a good god. No, that's a really bad idea. That's something that will get you killed more than will get you saved. Oh, that guy has that guy has quite the loadout. Um, yeah, Poncho, thank you for subscribing for 7 months, 5 months in a row. You. Anyway, as I was saying, this guy has quite the loadout. Plate of poison resistant. Plate of poison resistance makes him unkillable, and he also has a Verdice. Not to mention that he's a warlord. So yeah, we're not gonna be fighting that guy for a very long time. Like not right now, and maybe not altogether. Um, so anyway, let's see what we have in the form of evocables. We have we have a wand of paralysis. I guess it's a decent thing to have in this game. I had to skip before because there were orcs, but now I'm strong enough to kill them. Um, Okay, we got the Wand of Paralysis. And let me drop the Wand of Flame because I'm not personally a big fan of Wands of Flame. Um, I feel like they don't deal enough damage to be worth a single turn. And I have large rocks, I have javelins, um, I have so many things that work better um, than a Wand of Flame. So yeah, um, let's continue with the game. I'm thinking that I have to go into the Lair of Beasts, even though maybe the Orcish Mines could be better because I have a Spear of Venom, so I can just do the same thing that I do with the Venom Mage, which would be go into Orc first, because you have poison and a lot of things in Lair are fast and not really affected by poison. But the thing is that I have not found Orc. I'm wondering that maybe the warlord is guarding the entrance to Orc. If it was the case, that would be a complicated situation. Just as this one, that thing can hit very hard. So I'm gonna go down different stairs. Okay, this is looking much better. Okay, as you can see, I'm just destroying all these orcs, and when it comes to Orc Warriors, they kind of hurt, but I am also destroying them. They don't have that much HP. Knights and above is where things start to get a bit tricky for this character. Obviously, sorcerers and high priests are also kind of dangerous, but nothing that I cannot deal with. Like, the only truly dangerous thing would be a sorcerer or a high priest with poison resistance, because those guys can spam some summons. Hello, Mekire. We have a boulder beetle. It doesn't seem to have a status effect if I hover over it. I feel like it should have a status effect like rolling, so that I know that it's gonna be moving really fast and it's gonna be hitting really hard. At least it's weak to poison, so I think I can tank a 64 damage hit. Um, okay, so it's next to me. It's gonna hit me next turn, so I'm gonna take advantage of the fact that I have Amulet of the Acrobat to try to dodge it by moving backwards, but it was not the case. It was able to hit me, so I'm gonna try to poke the boulder beetle with my spear of venom to poison it. And now that it is extremely poisoned, I can just walk away from it. We found a tower shield. That's really good. I don't like that it can make sharp turns now. I feel like it should have the same movement as an orb of destruction. Okay. These days I've been getting a lot of these bots. A lot of the wanna become famous bots. Um, I wonder why. Like, if you don't have anything better to do, if you could report that account to Twitch, that would be very convenient for everyone, because I see that that account is like 10 days old and it hasn't been banned yet. So that's obviously not ideal. That boulder beetle is kind of destroying me. Getting kind of nervous because it just keeps rolling and hitting me. I cannot outrun it, and I cannot. It seems that I am not out damaging it. Okay, it is extremely poisoned and almost dead. So hopefully, there we go. Okay, the rest of these things, they're really easy. And now we got the tower shield as a prize. I think I should upgrade like right away, just because it's gonna be a lot more defenses for me. And as an ogre, you want all the defenses that you can take. Okay, center band at the edge of line of sight. We just walk towards the corridor to break line of sight. There we go. The trick with centers is not to let them shoot you. If they deal a lot more damage when shooting you than when hitting you unarmed. Okay, so I'm going to keep leveling up intelligence. As I mentioned last week, Augurs get a lot of HP, or rather not a lot of HP, but a lot of strength for leveling up. They get a strength guaranteed every 3 levels, so yeah, they get pretty decent stats, and you can pump the intelligence as well, so you can cast some spells later in the game, which is my plan. I could go for statue form. I like statue form a lot, especially for extended. So yeah, that's pretty much my goal, to get statue form at some point in the game. And this has turned into a complicated situation. Oh, this is really bad. Okay, this is the Wreath teleport time. Um, I probably shouldn't have fought there, especially when marked, because it was just waiting to get flanked by a couple of monsters, which did happen. So yeah. Okay, but we were able to get away with that one. That was totally a mistake, but thanks to the fact that I'm already past the early game, I already have consumables that fix my mistakes. So yeah, we're gonna be throwing some darts here to poison the boulder beetle, and it's rolling, but I have the power of a door, so I can just close the door, and now it cannot do anything. So yeah, I don't like those new boulder beetles. They move fast. Like, I feel like there's very little counterplay once they start rolling. So yeah, maybe they should work in a different way. Okay, I feel like I'm gonna be taking a hit now. Okay, closely misses you. That's why I stepped back. I activated the Amulet of the Acrobat. Okay, the boulder beetle leaps. Let's open the door, and you kill the boulder beetle. Okay, poison works wonders against those guys. Um, like if poison is really good against things that do not resist it, it's even better against things that are weak to it, like bees, ants, spiders, and boulder beetles. Pretty much most insects, not all of the insects, but most of them are just like that. Some insects like emperor scorpions would be some of the most noticeable. They do not really care about your poison. They're poison resistant. They are not immune, but still, poisoning to death a monster that has such a high amount of HP is not the easiest thing to do. Especially because it's so tanky as well and it deals so much damage. So it's very likely to outlast you and your poison. Like if I was to fight an Emperor Scorpion with like me having 200 HP but still having the Spear of Venom, it would be a very complicated fight for me, and I'm not sure I would be able to beat it like one on one. Okay, so we're gonna be doing a bit of Orc first before doing Glare. Hopefully I can get to do the entirety of it. I'm not gonna push it too much because I know this is not like the safest thing to do. But the thing here is that the orcs are just dropping, and even things like trolls and cyclopes are things that I can deal with. But if I see like a Netin or a stone giant or a warlord or maybe even a knight or something with poison resistance, it's time to get out of here. Like I'm not gonna actively try to beat those things because I know I don't have the best chance to do it. So when I see one of those, it's time to get out of here. We got the ending with centaurs. Many people say this is one of the hardest, and I have to agree because there's so many. Like there's not a good way to break line of sight in this bolt, and there's a lot of guys shooting you from the edge of the screen, so obviously not ideal. As you can see here, I'm taking a lot of damage from these guys, mostly the centaur warrior, I would like to believe. And once I kill this guy, everything should be a bit easier. Okay. Both these guys are extremely poisoned and almost dead, so it should be a couple of turns until they die. Maybe next action or next couple of actions. Um, yeah, these new boulder beetles, I don't like them that much. I like the old ones better, but the old ones were too trivial. Like they rolled and stuff, but they were unable to turn at all. So it was super easy to just step away and ignore them. Um, but I feel like there should be a middle ground between too easy to step away and ignore and too hard to get away from and deals a lot of damage, which is the current iteration of Boulder Beetles. Okay, this is not ideal. I'm getting surrounded by orcs, including a knight, and I'm not at full HP. In fact, I am at half HP. So I could blink to these stairs, and I only have one blinking. I think I'm best off waiting for them to surround me and then using a fear. Orcs are not really the things with the highest magic resistance in the game, so I like even a knight would be feared by using a scroll of fear, almost guaranteed. So yeah, okay, that's not ideal. Next to me, and it's a strong. I don't wanna use my scroll of fear just yet. Okay, this would be a correct time to use the scroll of fear because I see pretty much everything that's coming for me, and now I can just run for the stairs. Okay, that's Saint Roca. Okay, that's a good signal for me to get out of the level. Saint Roca is pretty much a very dangerous enemy. I cannot deal with it at this point in the game. I would need something. I would need something else to be able to deal with Saint Roca. Very safe. Yeah. Okay, that's a lot of damage taken from the troll. I don't want to die, so I'm gonna use heal wounds, I think. Or I could like pillar dance the troll using this orc that is not gonna be dealing any damage to me. Like it doesn't have a weapon, so I can just do this. And the wizard um, has made things a bit more complicated. Okay. I think I should just use heal wounds. Okay, I only gained 10 HP from that because I got hit. The troll is almost dead. I want to melee it. I'm gonna melee it. Okay, maybe it was not the correct choice. Kind of low on HP, so I wanna use a heal wounds. Man, I just need to wait for the troll to die. It should die very soon, like maybe next couple of actions. Okay, it's out healing the poison. That's a big deal. But I'm also regenerating quite fast. Um, Not as fast as the troll, of course, but kind of fast. So yeah, this is pretty much pillar dancing. Um, just walking away from this guy, waiting for my own HP to regenerate. And yeah, these orcs, like they are not a big deal. Even the one with a weapon is not a concern because the base damage that they deal is nothing compared to like the base damage of a troll. Okay, the troll is heavily wounded, like it's out healing the poison. The poison actually already wore off. Let's see, 46% chance of paralysis. That's pretty good. Um, let's see, I'm not too sure about my skilling. I think that I should continue with shields until I hit 15, but I also kind of want to get some evocations. Evocations is a pretty strong skill to kill enemies with. Um, okay, okay, there we go. Okay, and I got an armor upgrade as well. Troll leather armor is better than a +1 rove. It reduces the damage a bit more, and it also gives me regeneration, like a teeny tiny bit of regeneration that I will get um, as I heal to full HP. As you can see there, it pretty much doubles my natural regeneration, which was not a lot to begin with, so it's still not a lot, but it's better than not having that. So yeah, that's just a straight upgrade. Um, I wouldn't complain about getting, like, for this point in the game, some form of dragon scales would be really good. Actually, I think there was Maggie. I think there was Maggie in this game. There was no Maggie. It must have been a different game. Oh well, Maggie would be really good because she has a good chance of getting some form of dragon scales. Like some dragon skills would be nice for this character. It would make her very hard to kill, but it would be nice. Um, so I have a thing here. There's Saint Roca down the stairs, and those are pretty much the only stairs that I can take. Um, and my other option would be to use a wand of digging here to dig all the way through here. I don't even know if I have enough charges for that. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. It doesn't look like I have enough to make it all the way over there. I think it digs like 8 tiles for every charge, and I only have 2 charges. So I can also read a bunch of teleports here to hope to land in here so I can get out, or I can just go downstairs and make a run for it, which is probably what I'm going to do. Most like orcs are not really that dangerous from afar. At the end of the day, they're still orcs. Like the only thing that Saint Roca can do to me from afar is smite me, which is complicated if I'm trying to fight him and outlast him, but I'm not. I'm only trying to run away. So it's only gonna get like 2 or 3 smites in, and I should be able to get out of there with like a very respectable amount of HP. Like I'm thinking 100. I have a bunch of scrolls that I wanna identify. We have Holy Word, we have Amnesia. Amnesia is actually kind of useless for this character, and we have Vulnerability. I'm gonna wait that out. And okay, I think we're ready to try to go down and not die to Saint Roca. Okay, I got hit. Kind of annoying, but I can just make a run for the stairs, which is precisely what I'm going to do. Okay, this guy has a launcher. No, it doesn't. Okay, I thought it had a launcher because it was close to the bolt. Kind of a shame that Saint Roca spawned because I was so close to getting to these shops. The shops are in that vault. All four of them are in that vault, and I already killed a couple of guys with launchers. So I think that barring Saint Roca, I would have been able to do the thing and get early shops, which would have been really good because the shops in here they have well they don't have any special chance to get something good, but they're shops nonetheless. Shops that still have good gear. Um, all the time. So yeah, it would have been a nice thing to find. So yeah, I was able to get out of there as I was expecting. No big deal. It wasn't precisely the most complicated of maneuvers. So yeah, nice incursion into Orc. Fortunately, I wasn't able to complete the branch, and now I have to go do Lair, which makes me a bit more nervous than Orc. What I ran away from is not well, the thing is that it was obviously dangerous, and it was obviously likely to kill me if I fought through. But it's still more complicated to deal with a bunch of these guys. Like they hit very hard, and they're so common to see here. And there's also like IDAs and stuff. Like you can see here that I already found another one. And this is pretty much what I was trying to avoid. Like a situation like this one where I cannot kill the enemy and I have to like what I was doing is that I was running away from the Komodo dragon to deal poison to it, but I ended up finding even more enemies. So yeah, yeah, kind of a not comfy situation. Especially this is not something that you want to see on Layer One. So yeah, that kind of sucks. Um, I guess I still have 0 evocations, 28% chance to defeat the magic resistance of a Komodo dragon. It's kind of funny. These guys have more magic resistance um, than the troll. I tried to paralyze the troll before. Well, I just checked the magic resistance and it had a more likely chance to be paralyzed. So yeah, we don't want to be meleeed by this guy. It hits for 34, which kind of sucks. Hmm. I guess at some point, well, I will at some point, but I should train invocations so I can use Cleansing Flame. Cleansing Flame is excellent against demons and stuff like that, and it's okay against most enemies. Um, it's just a radius 3 explosion, I guess. Well, I guess you could consider radius 2 if radius 2 explosion that just deals damage to things, and if they are affected by Holy Wrath, they take more damage, but they still take damage even if they are not affected by Holy Wrath. Um, so yeah, that's not ideal. And the thing is that I could move away and I could run for the stairs, but I don't want to do that because I know this cane toad, it is faster than me, and it swims extremely quickly. So that's not a good combination to see when the stairs are surrounded by water. Do I have a potion of flight? Maybe I do, and I just don't know. I could read teleport. I think reading teleport may be the correct choice here. I have a reasonable amount of HP to survive landing the teleport, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now that I still have HP. Okay, that was an excellent teleport. It landed me very close to the stairs, so I'm just gonna take the chance and go to the stairs to rest off all my HP. Um, that's pretty much the safest place for me to rest. Okay. And here we see another enemy that's very fast and poison resistant. So these are the enemies that we don't want to see. And the reason why I decided to try Orc first before Lair. Okay, I was able to kill it, which was kind of surprising to me. I was not expecting to do that well, but we take it. There was something that I wanted to. Oh yeah, I need to read identify on all these potions. Um, and consumables and stuff. Okay, we found potion of 3. Potions of 3 are really good. I guess potions of 3 and potions of attraction are kind of a combo. You can drink a potion of tree and a potion of attraction and pull enemies towards you. It may end up with you dead, but they're marked as dangerous items to use for a reason. Oh, I have a ring as well. I need to check that ring out. Oh, that's not ideal. Let's remove curse and drop that thing. And let's put on the ring of protection from magic again. Um, in Lair, having protection from magic is not that big of a deal. Um, like there's not many things that check your magic resistance. There are some, but it's not that prevalent as in other parts of the game. And with proper planning, it's not a big deal even if you get hit, like for example by basilisk stoning. If it's only the basilisk, it's very unlikely to kill you. If it's the basilisk and other monsters, you need to play around the possibility of being stoned because that kind of hurts if other monsters are around to hit you. Um, but I've survived paralysis by I've survived being paralyzed by a basilisk while other monsters are around um, around the paralysis, or rather close to the thing, close to the basilisk. So yeah, not a big deal. Sonya has a 54% chance to be paralyzed, which is pretty decent for when we consider that I don't have any training in evocations. So yeah, hex wands are the weakness of Sonya. If um, if you have a hex wand, Sonya is kind of trivial. Even without any training in the skill, it's a thing that you can use for Sonya. So I'm very glad I picked up the Wand of Paralysis. I didn't auto pick it up, and I think that may be something that I need to correct in my RC file. I should auto pick up Wands of Paralysis because they're obviously pretty useful items to have. Okay, another scroll of vulnerability. I guess I could pick it up so I can paralyze things that normally I wouldn't be able to with vulnerability and one of paralysis and enough training in evocations, of course. But I don't know. That feels too gimmicky, and it's like spending a lot of turns um, doing a little thing um, just to kill a single monster. Maybe it's worth it. Okay, so Gastronok used to be weak to poison. I see that he is not weak to poison anymore, but we can still poison him and just poison kite him, keeping him at edge of line of sight, so that even if he was to slow me, which is a possibility, I would be able to outrun him. The only way for him to be able to outrun you is if he uses swiftness and you are slowed. Um, but yeah, we switched into double magic resistance to avoid being slowed by Gastronok. He casts a very strong slow. Um, so yeah, even with 2 rings of magic resistance, it's still a 5% chance of me being affected by it. But it doesn't really matter. Like I can just keep him at edge of line of sight. The only thing that he can do is walk towards me. As you can see, there tried to slow me. I resisted. Very good. And this is gonna take a while, but I'm gonna kill him and I'm gonna get his hat because I currently don't have a hat. So I kind of want his hat for more armor class, and the extra intelligence is also going to be helpful later in the game. Anyway, later in the game, I may have a better hat, but I don't know. Like you never know, so might as well get the one that's being offered to me right now. Okay, you feel sluggish. I'm glad that was not me being slowed by Gastronok. Okay, heavily wounded. And yeah, Spamel's not really dangerous. Okay, we just keep it up. It seems that I walked myself into a corner, but but Gastronok was really weak, so I just finished it up with melee, and that's how you kill Gastronok, pretty much. You just need darts, and if you want to make it even safer, you just need magic resistance, and of course a bunch of HP is also very helpful because he does have a meaner strike. Okay, let's see here. 28%. It's not ideal. I may be able to kill Uru here by poking her with my spear. She does have a very good armor, so it's unlikely that I deal a lot of damage to her. But the poison may do its magic to kill Uru. Let's give it a try. Let's see what happens. Worst case scenario, I'm standing on the stairs. She will not move towards me because she has javelins, so I can just go upstairs if things go downhill. Okay, I got her to extremely poisoned, so I think um, we can use Ice Blast to deal a bit more damage to her. Okay, she moved towards me because she decided that I was dealing more damage to her from afar than she was doing to me. So anyway, I think I can kill her because she's already extremely poisoned, so she is gonna be taking a lot of damage from that. And I'm blocking. Like, it's kind of funny. You hit Uruk but do no damage ad nauseam. That's pretty much what I was expecting to happen. I guess I cannot wield a halberd because it's two-handed. I'm gonna have to drop it. I'm not willing to sacrifice my tower shield for a two-hander. I feel like the tower shield does a lot more for me than just having a +3 halberd. Maybe if it was something like really, really busted, like Finisher. Finisher would be a good thing to find at this point in the game. And even then, I'm not sure I would give away my tower shield already. Like it's giving me very good defenses. It's giving me the chance to survive a bunch of fights that I wouldn't be able to survive without it. So the Hydra is pretty inconvenient. It obviously hits kinda hard, and I do not really have a way to deal with it. At least it's only a four-headed Hydra, so it's not going to like destroy me if I spend a turn in melee with it. As you can see, it's hitting me for like 15 and 17. Not a big deal. I'm just gonna kite it to full HP, and then when I'm at full HP, I'm gonna turn around and try to fight it if I don't get the chance to go down the stairs. Going up the stairs, it's impossible because it's surrounded by shallow water, which makes me slower, and then it makes the Hydra swim much faster, so I cannot really do that. Um, okay, it was not an option, but I'm at full HP, so I think it's worth a try. It is poison resistant, so yeah, it's not getting poisoned at all. Um, of course, monster poison resistance is now pretty much the same as player poison resistance, which means that eventually the monster will be extremely poisoned if I just keep hitting it with poison, which was exactly what happened. So that was kind of okay. It was not ideal, but it was functional. The same goes for this cane toad, also poison resistant. As I was mentioning, there's a lot of monsters here that are poison resistant. So yeah, I wish I could do orc instead of this to hopefully get a better polearm, but it doesn't seem to be the case. Like Saint Roca and orc is not something that I can handle at this point in the game, and I'm not sure I will be able to handle it by the time I'm done with Lair. So yeah, that's a bit concerning. Maybe I'm gonna have to just not go into orc at all until much later in the game, which is really bad. I'm sacrificing the shops, um, and the shops are really good and kind of almost necessary. Like, it's more rare for me to get an orc where I don't buy anything from the shops than to get an orc with um, like to get the opposite. Like, you know what I'm talking about. Pretty much the shops in orc are a nice perk to have on any character. So yeah, I just have to run away from Hydras. Like I cannot deal with them. Um, okay. Uh, we have a Basilisk, 6% chance of Petrify. So yeah, we just stab it down. And we have a Polearm, which means that we got the shows, which means that we have pretty much a guaranteed Demon Trident. Um, but much later in the game. Like at this point in the game, going into shows would be pretty much a suicide. I feel like I would die in like 3 actions. In there, shows is a really mean place. So we're not gonna go into shows right now. Okay, we found a file of floods. Um, I don't know how to search for experienced vocables. I want to see if I picked all of them. Okay, I guess there's a phantom mirror on layer 2. I want to go pick it up. It's also a nice item to have. Even with 0 skill in evocations, it is very effective against some very specific creatures, such as the Lernaia Hydra, which has no chance to spawn in this game. Um, it's very affected by the Phantom Mirror because 27-headed Hydra has a very good chance to kill another 27-headed Hydra in a single action. So we just got Pearl Dragon Scales. Pearl Dragon Scales are pretty much the best thing that I could find for this character at this point in the game. Now I have decent armor class. I do sacrifice my regeneration, but the regeneration doesn't compare to having 16 armor class as an ogre with 145 HP. Yeah, at this point we are pretty tanky. I cannot believe I found Pearl Dragon Scales. That's pretty good. I guess I do deserve it because I survived a bunch of things in the early game that were kind of BS. Like I started as a Delver. I survived the Delver start, which is not the easiest thing to do. And once I got to D4 and I got shafted all the way to D7. So that was pretty mean of the game to do to me. So yeah, as you can see here, I'm taking like 1 or 2 points of damage now that I'm wearing my Pearl Dragon Scales. That was really fantastic. Um, we also got a Wand of Acid. That's pretty good. A bunch of snakes in this level. It makes me wonder if we are gonna be getting snake as a lure branch. Hopefully not. I feel like this character is best equipped to deal with spiders. Um, with the Pearl Dragon scale providing me with a very high amount of armor class and like damage reduction and all that good stuff. I feel like spiders are going to be a bit easier to deal with than snakes. Snakes are going to be hitting me for a lot more damage than spiders. Let's see here. Okay, the ice cave is all the way over there, and it's also next to the stairs for the other lure branch, I think. No, it seems to be a hatch. Okay. Um, okay, I think the best way to do it would be to just walk in a straight line. Okay. These ice beasts not really dangerous for this particular character. Even though I don't have cold resistance, they still don't deal a lot of damage to me. And here we have the ice cave. I don't have any source of cold resistance, and I have not identified potions of resistance, so that could be an issue. I don't wanna pass on I don't want to pass on the ice cave because ice caves have a good chance of giving you a cloak of cold resistance, which is a really rare item. It only generates in an ice cave, and it would be a nice addition to this character. So yeah, I guess we can give it a try. The nice thing about these is that if you get like a really hard one and you notice right away that you won't be able to beat it, there's pretty much always a way out. So you don't really lose anything by just jumping in. And from what I see here, I think I may be able to deal with this. Um, yeah, none of the like it's not simulacra, it's not ice beast like a bunch of ice beasts. It's not ugly things. I think I can deal with it um, with with caution, of course. There in these ice caves, there's pretty much always a nice statue, and that's gonna be a complicated thing for me to deal with. I'm not looking forward to dealing with the ice statue. Okay. So yeah, there's also always a chance of finding a ring of cold resistance while wandering in here. Those are relatively common in ice caves, so it would be a very nice find for this character to get that before fighting a nice statue. So yeah, this is the opposite of ideal. We have a cloud generator that just activated and a nice statue. So yeah, pretty much no matter what I do, I'm gonna be taking damage. And the worst case scenario is the ice statue shooting um, freezing vapor at me, because that means that I would take easily 100 damage from that. So I have 3 fog. I pretty much don't use them that much, but yeah, in this situation, fog was the correct thing to do. We walk away, we heal to full HP, and we wait for the cloud generator to activate, so I can just walk in there and give it another try. I'm not too confident about this. I think the correct way to do it would be to dig a hole here. That avoids the cloud generator. Or maybe we could get even fancier and dig a hole in such a way that maybe I can just bypass the ice statue altogether. But I'm not too sure about that, especially with 2 charges. I think it's very unlikely. Can you be waterlogged? I don't think you can. Yeah, you like which are affected by anti-magic. So it doesn't say that it would be affected by silence, which leads me to believe that it's not a thing that I can do. Like I cannot waterlog the ice statue, so we're not gonna even attempt. Um, I guess I can drink a potion of might, so I can actually deal damage to the thing. I could use a trident, but it's only plus 0 tridents. Man, that's really unfortunate. I really could use like a plus 3 Vorpal trident or something like that, so I can deal damage to things. Mm, or to things that are poison resistant, to be more specific. Like the ice statue is immune to poison. Obviously, it is an ice statue. Um, so the way we're gonna do this is first rest to full HP, then use a wand of digging, and I'm gonna dig like this, so I don't have line of sight immediately. Oh boy, that is fantastic. That is a very good reason to abandon the Shining One. That is a very good reason to abandon the Shining One, let me tell you. It's pretty much the best launcher in the game. Um, but unfortunately, since it's Damnation, the Shining One doesn't really like Damnation. Um, so I wouldn't be able to use it. I'm gonna think about it, but maybe the correct thing to do would be to abandon the Shining One. Um, so this was obviously not the best thing to happen. I drank my potion of might, and immediately after that, the ice statue shot a freezing cloud. So if I don't fight it right now, I would lose uh, the might effect, and I don't really have enough consumables to be able to afford that. So yeah, I just need to maneuver into a position that would allow me to fight the thing without getting damaged by freezing clouds. I dealt a lot of damage to it. Okay, the cloud went away. I got hit very hard by Throw Icicle. Do I die next turn? I don't think I do. I'm gonna drink heal wounds just to be a bit extra sure. And I think one more hit just kills it. Okay, it doesn't seem to be the case. One more attempt, and we kill the ice statue. Okay, that was pretty scary. Fighting those things without cold resistance, pretty nerve-wracking. Let me tell you. So I got my 15 shields. I think maybe I should train a bit of armor because I did just find Pearl Dragon skills. So we're gonna give that a try. So yeah, this is such a good weapon. Like it cannot miss, and the monsters cannot resist the damage. So like pretty much what Damnation does to you, now you can do to monsters, and it's such a good weapon. Like the Shining One disapproves of the use of such an item. Maybe I disapprove of the use of the Shining One after finding this. Um, so yeah, it's just such a strong item. It would take me forever to properly train for it, but at least it cannot miss. So even if I don't really train it to minimum delay, I don't get punished for not having the accuracy that you would have from training the weapon skill. So yeah, maybe I should make the switch. Maybe I should just abandon the Shining One in favor of something else. The best thing about a good god is that they don't really get annoyed at you if you abandon them, unless you worship like a bad god. That is not what we want to see. Oh, I'm standing. I'm still standing on clouds. That's not ideal. Okay, please let me rest to full HP. So yeah, that's a big deal for this character. Like, of all the characters where I would like to find Damnation, this would be like the one character where I don't want the item because I'm already with the Shining One. But I didn't want to see the item because it forces me to make a complicated decision. Do I keep the Shining One or do I make the switch for Damnation with a really bad crossbows aptitude? Man, why not have Damnation on my previous character? Like my previous character was actually using crossbows, and Damnation would have been a pretty very much appreciated find for that character. But no, I get it on the next character, which is the Shining One Worshipper. I don't think I'm gonna do it, to be completely honest. The -3 for crossbows really dissuades me from doing just that. So I found some loot, and I didn't really pay attention to what I found. I don't know if I found a source of cold resistance. I don't think I did. Yeah, I must have not found a source of cold resistance. If it was not a ring, and it was not a wearable, it's not really a source of cold resistance. Maybe it was a potion of resistance, but I don't know. Um, Okay, so we're approaching the point of the Frost Giant, and Frost Giants are obviously really scary enemies. I would like to use a potion of Berserk on it, but I don't have any. Um, Man, if the Death Jacks are giving me a hard time, I don't know if I can deal with a Frost Giant. Um, okay, maybe I should start training some invocations so I can actually use the Shining One's invocations. They're really strong. We have Summon Angel, Angel Bro. We have Cleansing Flame, and we have Divine Shield. And we're at the point in the game where Divine Shield would actually be useful because enemies do check shield. And I already have a bunch of shield. So if I was to use Divine Shield with with a bunch of invocations skill, I would just get like 40 shield and things would not be able to hit me at all. So yeah, I should probably train for that. And now I could walk towards her, but I know the Frost Giant is on the other side of that vault. So if I was to if I had walked through the freezing clouds into unexplored territory, I probably would have died from the Frost Giant. So yeah, walking away from there was definitely the thing to do. Okay. Okay, I'm pretty sure we are about to see the Frost Giant. And we still haven't seen any source of cold resistance. Very suboptimal, let me tell you. Okay, there it is. Frost Giant and 6 polar bears. I'm gonna try to use Phantom Mirror here. So I use Phantom Mirror because the Frost Giants always generate with battle axes. So it's gonna get cleaving on all those enemies. Okay, it used Bolt of Cold, but it didn't hit me because there were too many enemies on the way, which is pretty good. So here's the thing: when it comes to the Frost Giant, I could kill it. Um, I could kill it with poison, but that's a magic wonderland where I can actually outlast the damage that the Frost Giant would deal to me, and it's pretty evident that without any form of resistance, that is not the case. So I'm gonna try to corrode it first to make it deal less melee damage and have it receive more damage from my actions. Okay, it's not good. It's not good at all. It's not looking very good. Um, I'm thinking about just reading teleport now, and I think that's the correct thing to do because I already explored the rest of it, and this guy hurts, as you can see. This guy really does hurt quite a bit. So now I'm not gonna kill myself. I'm gonna read a blinking. Even if I teleport immediately after blinking, it would be the correct choice because it guarantees me um, that I would be able to escape from that. And as you can see, that Frost Giant really hurts. Um, it really does deal a lot of damage. I wish I had cold resistance. I really do. Like with cold resistance, this wouldn't be that much of an issue. But um, man, that tile is pretty disgusting. Like who plays a tile of shallow water in there that you step on and then you get a cloud generator spouting clouds of freezing vapor on your face? Okay, this time it didn't happen. I was expecting it to happen again. Yeah, stepping on a tile and taking 43 damage. Not the best game experience for sure. So yeah, I'm gonna try to kill it one more time. Um, I'm hoping that it works. I'm really hoping that I can do anything, that I can do something against it. I guess I should buff. Like if I had potions of resistance identified, I would obviously use one here because it's the correct thing to do. But I don't really know what they are, and I don't have. I guess I got one identified. Let's use it. Okay, we got mutation, but yeah, there's not much else that I can do about that. So we're gonna drink haste. Yeah, my only haste. We're gonna use might, and if I had training in invocations, I could use a divine brother in here, but I don't really have it. So I'm gonna use divine shield. It doesn't really increase my shield that much, but it does nonetheless. even though I have 0 invocations. So yeah, it's gonna be adding a bit more of survivability to this current situation. So might as well. Um, After that, oh, I guess you're affected by. Okay, can you be waterlogged? It says it can travel through water, so I don't know if it can travel through water just because it's a giant, or if it can because so yeah, maybe we should give that a try. Okay, it says it is waterlogged, so now it shouldn't be able to shoot me with Bolt of Cold, which was the main damage source from the Frost Giant. So we are able to poke it, we keep poking it, and we are blocking, and this is looking pretty good. Okay, we take damage. We take 18 damage. It turns out that the melee damage from this guy is not really that worrisome to the character as it is right now. Who would have expected it? Okay, it had a ring of protection from cold, so it came a bit too late, but now we have cold resistance at least. We found crystal plate and rendered crystal plate. Like normally, you would not identify this, but I'm curious because it's rendered crystal plate. So I want to know if I was not an ogre, would that be good? Um, so yeah, regarding damnation, I don't think I'm gonna go damnation. Like as much as I want to, I am not going to go damnation. Um, okay, I guess that was an okay ice cave. It could have been much worse for sure. I'm very glad that I took a moment to check my options, and I decided to try waterlogging the guy because that turned out to be what I needed to kill it. Man, I hate entropy weavers. Like an entropy weaver appeared at the edge of the screen, and now I cannot fight anything. I really do hate entropy weavers. They're one of my least liked monsters. I wish they were removed from the game, but they're not gonna be removed from the game because they pose an interesting threat or something like that. But yes, it is right now. An entropy weaver would be a really dangerous monster for me to deal with. It's kind of funny that there's queen ants, and they are supposed to be like high tier enemies, and they're nothing compared to the entropy weavers. Like this vault used to be a free experience vault before entropy weavers were a thing, and now it's actually a pretty dangerous thing to find in lure because entropy weavers are a thing. So I'm not like the game is telling me that I'm not going to die, but I'm still pretty nervous about the amount of poison that I have. I'm so nervous, in fact, that I would rather just use a curing instead of resting it off. Like I know that the game is telling me that I'm not gonna die from the poison, but I don't wanna be staying at 4 HP in the middle of nowhere, you know? Okay, that's the Entropy Weaver. We cannot fight. Like, if you have an Entropy Weaver in line of sight, you need to run for the stairs. It's kind of very annoying. Ah, okay. So this has been so far a good day of crawling. We found Pearl Dragon scales and we survived the ice cave, despite the ice cave's best efforts to kill me. I'm very glad that we found an ice cave with only one um, with only one ice statue, because more than one ice statue would have been really bad. We struggled quite a bit to kill the one ice statue. So if I had gotten one of the bolts with two ice statues, I would have probably just left the ice cave behind. Is that a manual of armor? Brightly glowing helmet and smoking chainmail. The game is throwing randars at me left and right that I cannot use and that I would like to use. It's so unfortunate. Okay, there's an entropy weaver, so we have to go upstairs because we cannot fight an entropy weaver. because the game is fun like that. Okay, what is this? Did we get Spider or did we get Snake? We got Snake. That's so bad. Um, we have to keep in mind that my current damage dealing thing would be the Spear of Venom, and a Spear of Venom would be really bad in Snake. And in addition to that, I don't think I can. I can. I don't think I will have access to the shops in Orc, so that's another bad thing for this character. I guess when it comes to killing things, I already have probably the best weapon that I could possibly get, and that would be Damnation. But in order to use Damnation, I have to abandon the Shining One, and I'm not sure I want to do that. Let me train this to 14, just to say a number. On most gods, you don't want to train beyond what you would need to get the best ability usable. But on the Shining One, I feel like it could theoretically be worth it to go to 27 just because cleansing fire is pretty good. But I don't know for sure. Okay, the Steam Dragon could be worrisome um, when we consider that it deals fire damage and I don't have fire resistance. But oh boy, okay, we take those. We take those. Like the game is feeling generous, and we take those. That's not a substantial increase. It's also not a substantial increase. This is pretty decent, but we're gonna use it on invocations. Yeah, we got an early potion of experience. That's not something that really happens that often. Okay. I'm pretty glad that I had a bunch of ice blasts because I was able to kill that Hydra from the edge of line of sight. I just used the ice blast and it died. Um, it's not an ideal situation to be in, like being marked in this part of the level, like so far away from upstairs. So yeah, it seems that I'm gonna have to fight these death jacks. At least I have what it takes to kill at least a couple of them. And since they're grouping up because they're in a band, they're constantly displacing each other and wasting turns like that. So I can just poison them and walk away, and poison them and walk away. Okay, that was not a big deal. It was pretty manageable. Um, so something that I should have done against the Frost Giant is using Curer. Curer is decent against the Frost Giant. It slows it, and I'm pretty sure it doesn't prevent it from casting spells. Um, but yeah, it slows it nonetheless, and that's a good effect to have against that guy. Okay, I have 11 invocations, which is really good. Now I have Summon Divine Warrior available. Like, it's a thing that I can theoretically do right now. I'm not gonna do it because it does cost a significant amount of piety, and I'm not like getting piety so consistently that I can just go ahead and do that. Um, but I will in the late game in extended. Extended is just an experienced party for the Shining One worshipper, since pretty much everything you kill will give you the Shining One piety, and not like small amounts of the Shining One piety. You will get a lot of it, so you can freely abuse the fact that you get angel bodies to help you um, when you're in extended. But the thing is that with that power comes the responsibility of needing um, the survivability to be able to kill a level once you ask for an angel. Because if you cannot kill a level, if you get an angel friend, you are gonna be bleeding the Shining One piety, and that's not ideal. So if you ask for an angel, you should be able to kill the level. So that Catoblepas is really annoying. It just keeps shooting petrification clouds every turn. So petrification clouds are a nice thing for the game, I feel. Um, I very much like what they mean. They're not like directly dangerous. In the sense that if you get hit by it, you're like, oh no, I got hit by it. But they block your path, and if you stay on them for more than a single turn, then you can get petrified, and that's really bad. So yeah, they just force you to keep moving, and that's what's interesting about them. Um, Man, if they had a chance to petrify you the turn they hit you, they would suck. But I'm glad they were not designed like that. Um, so yeah, we got the Death Jack and Catoble Pass ending. It's a pretty hard ending because Death Jacks and Catoble Pass, they're reasonably tanky enemies, and they're plentiful in that ending. So yeah, they hit hard. They can take a hit or two, and as you can see, Catoble Pass can really punish you if you misplace yourself. Like if you maneuver yourself into a situation where you have no other choice but to stay at least one turn on a cloud of calcifying dust, things can get really bad for you. It's very important to always give yourself a path to walk away from the calcifying dust, because if you stay a single turn in the calcifying dust, you have a chance of starting to petrify. And as you can see here, I think the best thing to do would be to read the teleport, because I already made the mistake. So yeah, okay. I teleported. I don't think it really did a lot. It seems that didn't really um, didn't really save me a lot of time, or rather, it didn't really save me a lot of damage. Okay, let's take a look um, at this. It doesn't say. I was expecting to see like petrified for like X amount of turns, like you get with paralysis, but it wasn't the case. Okay, it seems that I killed something with residual poison. That's kind of nice, but still, this is not an ideal situation. Blink frogs kind of hit hard and they move very fast, so it's impossible to run away from them. And that accompanied with dead jacks who don't move very fast but can take quite a punch. 77 HP. I thought they had more. For some reason, I thought they had around 100 HP, but I guess 77 is still a substantial amount of HP for a monster that generates in bands of like 5 or 6 at the same time. Um, oh man. I don't really feel like continuing to stream today, but I think I will. Like, if it's too much, I am just gonna be completely honest and I'm gonna turn off the stream, but I'm really not feeling it at the moment. Um, okay, I shouldn't tap down a dire elephant because it really hurts. Not only does it have a bunch of HP, it also hits very hard. So yeah, we're not gonna be doing that. Um, let's just kite it away. I guess we can even make it teleport by using this teleport trap, just like that. And it should die because it was very poisoned. So eventually we should see you feel a bit more experienced. Or I guess not. Okay, anyway, I had the reaching advantage, and it was very poisoned, so it only needed a little poke to die. I'm glad for it. Okay, a wizard. We have 2 pips of magic resistance with the ability to get a third one, so the most dangerous thing about the wizard, which are the hexes, are not gonna be a big deal for this character. And we also have like very good shield and stuff, so yeah, okay, it has fireball. At least we don't have to worry about crystal spear, which was which is not the best thing to see. Um, so yeah, okay. Normally the wizard that generates in this bolt is kinda scary, but not this time. Okay, so this bolt has a decent chance to get. Like I know, like it always generates a very good item standing on top of the portal to hell. Um, but yeah, I was expecting to see something that may have had a demon trident, but it doesn't seem to be the case. And at least the demon that we got is a 650. It's not a sun demon. Sun demons maybe are the worst thing that you can find in this vault. They hit really 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 hard, and they are really 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 dangerous because they're fast. So yeah, those would be really bad to find here. The 650 is kind of also really bad because it moves in bursts. Um, but when it moves, it gets a bunch of action. It gets a bunch of actions um, the same turn. So yeah, that's not ideal. They're not poison resistant. Well, I guess they are not. One would expect all demons to be poison resistant, but I guess not. Anyway, these demons, they will heal me a bit because the Shining One does that. When you kill things that he doesn't like, you get extra piety and he heals you. So that was not bad. Okay, that actually enabled me to end the fight with more HP than I started it with. Um, so yeah, now let's see what I get as a reward. Oh man, these items suck. I was expecting like something actually good because in my previous experience, every time I had gotten the bolt, I had gotten like something actually crazy, like a demon trident or a demon whip, or um, I've seen broad axes standing in there. I think I got broad dragon scales once from that particular bolt, so I was really expecting a high quality item instead of the garbage that they just gave me. But alas, it doesn't really matter. It's not a big deal. I'm gonna train more fighting for even more HP. Like I have 171 HP already, which is I was playing a kobold the other day. Um, that kobold had 171 HP by the time it was already going into sod. So yeah, the difference in HP between a kobold and an ogre is like massive, and that's one of the things I like about ogres. They have so much HP, which in the early game it means that you have uh, more of a leeway. Like you can stay in the fight for longer than other races would be able to, which is obviously a very nice thing. Um, I am going to go do the rest of the dungeon, I think, because Saint Roca is obviously too dangerous. So there was this entropy weaver that I had to run away from. It is not weak to poison, but it's also not poison resistant, so we can just poke it. Poke it and poke it, and it didn't corrode me even once. It was not a big deal because even while corroded, if it's within melee range, I just have to keep poking it to poison it, and it would have eventually died, which is indeed what happened. But yeah, I'm going to take a quick break for a minute, and I'll come back. Um, let me just do the thing. Okay, so I'll get back to you in a couple of minutes. Please don't go anywhere. Okay, I'm back. We can continue this character. I'm not really feeling it today. It's a couple of things have happened to me today, and it has not been the best day for me. So yeah, I do apologize for that. I may not be able to finish streaming for as long as I would normally stream, but when you're not feeling it, you're not feeling it pretty much. It's also not that big of a deal because I don't really have a lot of viewers right now. But But I kind of want to try to go back into consistent streaming. Um, Stuff. uh, Thank you for stopping by, Bostier. I appreciate it. Um, yeah, I'm gonna try. But I cannot really promise anything. As you can see, the character is actually pretty decent. It is actually a strong character. That was my first usage of Cleansing Flame there. And it was more than to kill the elf, it was to clear the, um, the summon small momos so I could actually hurt the deep elf. And it kind of did work for that. So yeah, it's a good ability. It's just that at this point in the game, it's not really gonna be doing a lot to anything. But later on, it's gonna be some serious damage for my character. Like when I go into extended, um, it's gonna start being a real powerhouse. What did we get? Oh, we also got Spellbinder. Like, this character is not looking like a character that wants the Shining One. Like, Spellbinder is a really good Demon Whip, and Damnation is the best launcher in the game. It's not even the best Arbalest or the best Crossbow. It's the best launcher. So yeah, I'm not too sure about keeping up the Shining One. Like, this character has been getting a lot of items that are theoretically fantastic and that it cannot really use. And I don't think I'm gonna die to those eels, but yeah, I hate eels, by the way. I feel like eels should be removed from the game. Um, like, the only purpose of an eel is to annoy you because if there is an eel in the level, you can no longer auto travel because you're going to auto travel into the eel, and it's gonna be really hard, if not impossible, for you to kill it. So you're just gonna be taking damage left and right, which is not good, not ideal. Like, I wouldn't have that in a game that I made myself. You know what? I talk a lot about a game that I would make myself and stuff. Maybe I should learn how to program so I can actually make myself a game. Um, I've been playing on designing like a card game because I also play a lot of card games. Um, I have a bunch of experience with card games, and I think that I could make something that is actually like a legit competition to something else on the market right now. But I haven't done a lot of that the last few months. Like, I have the base, but I have not like designed cards or stuff like that. I should probably go back to that. Um, so Kirky would normally be kind of dangerous. As you can see, 14% chance of getting hexed is not the best, but it's low enough that I can just kind of hold down tap to kill her, which is precisely what happened. Didn't get turned into a pig, so no real danger. I was never in real danger. Okay, we got a Junk Poisoner's Handbook, which is one of my favorite spell books to get, if not my favorite. But I don't think I'm gonna be going into spells, at least not for now. The only spells I really want are Statue Form and maybe Lee's Rapid Deconstruction. And maybe, like, there is a small chance that I want Shatter. Okay, that guy really sucks. It hits very hard, and hits very hard and blinks and helps your magic resistance and immune to poison because it's a ghost, and also cold resistant because it's a ghost. So yeah, pretty annoying enemy. Hopefully, Okay, never mind. It died. Let's try with a Wand of Acid because I don't want to simulate with 50 HP. Okay. So D15 is obviously too dangerous for me at the moment, and I guess I'm gonna have to go and do Orc 2. I didn't want to because Orc 2, like Saint Roca is in Orc 2, and he is camping the downstairs, so that's not the best thing to see. Um, if it was not for that, I would have been able to do Orc 2 before doing Lair, which was my original plan. Um, Considering like my loot um, and the fact that there's shops in here and all that kind of stuff, I wanted to do it before doing Lair, but it was not a possibility because of Saint Roca. Okay. Every time I go downstairs, I lose like 40 HP immediately. That's not ideal. So Saint Roca all the way over there. At least he doesn't have a launcher. Like I got the orc ending with a bunch of orcs with launchers, and that one is one of the hardest ones, but it's not the worst. Okay, I went downstairs and Saint Roca went away. That's kind of funny. I was not expecting him to do that. I was expecting him to camp the stairs for as long as possible. Yeah, I guess I can also go down these stairs, but it's pretty much the same. They're all within line of sight of Saint Roca's band. It's really hard. At least I have very good defenses, so I think I can deal with it. Um, okay. Okay, so now I can fight Saint Roca and only Saint Roca, which is ideal. Yeah, it's much easier to handle situation. Okay, we identified potion of resistance. That's good because as you can see, I don't really have any resistances. So any help when it comes to that is appreciated. I guess I can go down and summon an angel body to kill Saint Roca. That could be something that I do. Okay. Okay, he's there. So let's use angel body. And my Deva um, should be exactly what I needed to kill Saint Roca. Devas are so much stronger than angels. They deal pretty much the same damage, but Devas can smite instead of heal. And a friendly monster will pretty much never heal you. I don't think I've ever seen a monster heal me. But Devas, with their offensive ability, they will use the offensive ability on enemies, and we managed to kill Saint Roca. It was not really that complicated. Saint Roca dropped the corpse. I don't like that the game kind of teases you in some ways. This character has gotten Spellbinder, which is a demon whip. It has gotten Damnation, which is Damnation. You cannot use Damnation with the Shining One. It has gotten Rendered Crystal Plate, and it has gotten a Corpse of Saint Roca. All things that would be useful for different characters, but you for some reason never get them in those characters. But it doesn't really matter. Just a minor thing. I guess you're kind of psychologically more likely to remember bad experience than good ones because good ones are more common than bad ones. Uh, like um, when it comes to that, this character has also had its fair share of good luck. Like the Spear of Venom that I got it super early in the game. I got it on level 4 of the dungeon, and as you can see, it has been a very effective weapon for for a non-trivial part of the game. Okay, let's see what we get here. At least from those, I think I want these two. Those are the most important. We also have an amulet. Do I have an amulet? I guess I have Acrobat. Acrobat is a good amulet. Um, we have Brand Weapon, also a very good thing to have. We got 10 of Tremor Stones. Okay, I'm gonna buy that one. Condenser Bane, man. Okay, so that's a very good reason not to go good gods. Good gods hating condenser bane is a really bad thing, because condenser bane is such a good item. So yeah, I don't like good gods are pretty good for extended, but for the rest of the game, I don't know. Like if I had not gone the shining one, if I had got any other god, I would have access to damnation, I would have access to spellbinder, I would have access um to condenser bane, which is a big deal. But because I am with the shining one, those are not really options today. Um, so yeah, I think I'm gonna leave the dungeon crawling here for today because it doesn't seem to be gathering a lot of interest, and we're gonna switch to something else. Um, So lately I've been playing a lot of Guilty Gear Online. I'm really bad at it, but I've been having a lot of fun, and I'm about to hit 50% win rate in Guilty Gear Online, which is really good in my opinion. Like for someone that doesn't really have a lot of experience playing multiplayer fighting games, or I guess like I've played a lot of Guilty Gear, but it's been pretty much only single player. I used to play in the arcades a bit, but it has been a long time since, and I never really played a lot in the arcades even back then. So this has been pretty much my first taste of true Guilty Gear Online, or rather true Guilty Gear multiplayer, and it has been quite fun. Um, okay, so what this character could use, like this character could use a lot of things, but what it could use the most would be a demon trident right now. I think my plan for this character would be to go demon trident into Trishula, obviously because I cannot use a demon trident as it is, and then just use that for the rest of the game. So yeah, I'm gonna finish D15, and we're gonna leave it there for now. Okay, we get a potion of haste, which is good because I didn't have any of those. We have heal wounds as well. Let's also buy a potion of might. Yeah. Um, getting getting consumable shops is really fantastic. It's a bunch of consumables that you can turn your gold into consumables. Uh, so yeah, pretty good thing because normally you don't really have a lot of use for gold once you have good gear. But if you find consumables in shops, you can just go ahead and use those. Okay, so Cleansing Flame really good against most of these guys. Death Knights are humans, so they don't really get that damaged by Cleansing Flame. Okay, but being Death Knights, the Shining One hates them, and if the Shining One hates them, you get healed for killing them. So yeah, I mean, at least this character is not using a bladed weapon, which would absolutely remove the possibility of meleeing an Hydra at all. Um, so at least I guess I can kill them. And with the defenses that I currently have, it's actually kind of viable to just hold down tab against Hydras, surprisingly enough. So I'm thinking that I could enchant my current helmet or hat, I guess, because I'm very unlikely to get something better than that. And if I do get something better than that, it's gonna be a random artifact which I wouldn't be able to enchant anyway. So I'm thinking that I just enchant the hat right now. It's not that much of an investment. Yeah, there's only one scroll of enchant armor this game. That's kind of crazy. Okay, there's also that unidentified scroll. I would like to, yeah, I wanted one of these, and maybe I should also buy the brand weapon because, yeah, as I was expecting, that scroll was a scroll brand weapon. So we're not gonna use it right now. I'm gonna wait until I have. Um, it's complicated because the best one-handed spear that I can get is a demon trident, and the only way for me to use a demon trident is if I bless it into a trishula, which means that I cannot really use any scroll of brand weapon on any weapon pretty much. It's complicated. I'm thinking of making the switch to one-handed maces. Like if I get a fine evening star, that would be a pretty good weapon to go alongside a trishula. Not really necessary, but it would be better than just walking around with a spear of venom. Let's see. Obviously, there's no evening star at the moment in the game. That's a very rare item to find. So I'm not surprised that there's no evening star. Um, okay. There's nothing that I really want to buy from these shops other than the consumables, but I'd rather save my money for now. If I run out of any given consumable that I can buy in that shop, I can just come back and buy it when the time comes. There is a player ghost here. I'm not gonna be able to kill it. Like I know already that I'm not gonna be able to kill the player ghost in case it is indeed. Um, well, I'm not gonna be able to kill it, like no matter what it is. Oof, that is a good weapon. Spectral Laja tank. It's a shame that it's a two-handed weapon because if it was not two-handed, I would be very interested in using it. Maybe I should just throw away the shield, but no. Like I already trained 215 the tower shield, and it is the tower shield, so yeah, it's a super good item to have. Um, Agnes is extremely poisoned. She only has like 100 HP, so we should kill her relatively fast. Okay, she's dealing some damage to me. I'm gonna use the Divine Shield so I can block a lot. As you can see now, I have 31 shield. So, so yeah, using Divine Shield allowed me to survive there for quite a bit. And the Spectral Laja tank, it's just a fantastic weapon, but it's two-handed. It's two-handed. Like I wish it was one-handed. I feel like it should be one-handed for an ogre. I have a bunch of large rocks already because I found more than a couple of cyclopes. So maybe the correct thing to do here would be to start training throwing. As soon as I get 8 evocations, I'm gonna start training throwing. So I'm gonna prioritize the eel because eels are super annoying, and then we're gonna kill this guy. And it seems that we're doing pretty well when it comes to actually surviving damage. Like I was able to ignore a centaur warrior for more than a couple of turns to kill the eel. Uh, okay. I'm not looking forward to the next part of the game, like absolutely not, because I have a spear. Like I'm using a spear. Spears have like very little base damage and stuff. So yeah, I'm not looking forward to the next part of the game. That is not ideal. So that ugly thing is really, really annoying. Okay. So a Titanic Slam creature, not really dangerous, because I can just close the door on it. It is dangerous if it's within melee range, but it's this time I was able to just ignore it. Let's see. A Null Warper of Okawaru. It has 100 HP, very good evasion, doesn't have fire resistance, and is inside a boat that has a million bees and Eliai. So I can just jump in, read an immolation, and use Tin of Tremor Stones, and that should kill it. It also has a very reasonable chance of killing me, so I'm not gonna do it right now. I may come back and do it when I have the fire resistance that I would need to be able to survive that. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for today when it comes to Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. We're gonna save here. I'm just not feeling it today, and we're gonna go back and play something else. So I was thinking about playing Guilty Gear, and I think I'm gonna be playing some Guilty Gear right now because that's what I feel like.